We see here on the table wrote up our different versions of PipeMic. We have the PipeMic Flex, we have the PipeMic M, and we have the PipeMic XL, which differentiates on the flexibility of the rod and the distance you can push the microphone into the water pipe. Standard delivery, which each PipeMic is either a Bluetooth headphone or a Bluetooth speaker to make the sound audible. And optional, we can deliver our accessory case, which contains a disinfection liquid as a spray bottle and a refill bottle. We have charging accessories for charging the speaker or the headphone. We have a spare battery 9-volt cell for the electronic unit of the PipeMic. We have Geka couplers, one with 1-inch outer thread and a 1-inch inner thread. We have a hose piece to operate the PipeMic on narrow spaces. And additional to the accessory case, we supply also insertion tool for inserting the PipeMic into water mains. It uses a spoon-shaped opening to guide the microphone head into the right direction. And optional again is our banana plug, which connects a standard cable and pipe locator tool, in this case a V-scan, to the PipeMic main unit to use it as a pipe locator, and you can detect either the run of the pipe or the tip itself with those accessories. I will now explain the PipeMic in details. For the PipeMic, we always have a microphone head, which contains a microphone, and a surge coil for detecting the leak and detecting the tip itself. So you can connect through the jacks here, the cable and pipe locator, and determine the exact location of the tip when you found the leak there. We have a water lock, which is up to 16 bar watertight for the M and Flex version. For the XL, the larger cable, only up to 10 bars, which is normally sufficient for water pipes. And in the same time, the water lock is a disinfection fixture. You can fill in some disinfection liquid into the container, and when pushing the PipeMic inside the water pipe, it gets dragged through the disinfection liquid and in the same time disinfected. On the back side of the PipeMic cage, we have a brake to stop the cage from moving or make it much harder to move the cage. So if you push it inside, you need to lose the brake. If you store it, you tighten the brake, and then it's much harder to move the cage on the reel. Then we have a length counter for determining the length of cable you pushed inside the pipe, the water pipe. And at the far end of the cable, we have the electronic box, which has a level LED. And on the level LED, the bottom LED shows the battery status. The second LED from the bottom is the Bluetooth LED to display the status of Bluetooth connection. And the 8 LEDs above are for the sound intensity. As louder the sound gets, as more LEDs turns on. Then we have the mute LED for muting the PipeMic during operation while pushing it inside. It sometimes gets annoying. You can mute by simply pressing on the on-off button once, and then you have the mute function. You have also here the battery compartment, which contains a 9-volt battery cell for powering the electronics of the main unit here. To switch the PipeMic on and to couple it with a Bluetooth speaker or headphone, you simply press at the on-off button and keep on pressing. You will see all LEDs turns on, and if you release now, the Bluetooth LED is blinking. That means it's in coupling mode. The same you do with the speaker or the headphones. You turn it on, keep on pressing on the on-off button and release it. The LEDs blink, and once it's coupled you hear a longer beep, and if you scratch on the microphone head you hear the sound. And as explained before, if you simply press on the mute button, you see the LED turns off, and now the sound is not transmitted to the speaker or headphones anymore, but only the level LED shows you the sound intensity. And if you want to unmute again, simple press once more, the LED turns on again, and the sound is transmitted. Then we also have here the two jacks for connecting the cable and pipe locator tool. If you use one jack, you can detect the run of the pipe or the run of the cable. That means the copper wire inside the cable radiates most of the magnetic field, and if you use both jacks, you radiate most of the intensity of the magnetic field out through the surge coil in the tip, and you can really determine the exact location of the tip. For the hose piece, to operate, for example, the PipeMic on narrow spaces, on a water meter space, you can use this tool to connect the PipeMic through the GECA coupler with the hose piece by simple installing on the counterpart on the water meter space with the GECA coupler accordingly. Then you can turn it a bit outside, bend it, and then connect it to the PipeMic. First of all, you have now covered the distance of the head, and you are also more flexible while pushing the PipeMic inside the water meter space. You have more flexibility to push the head forward in the water pipe. So for inserting the PipeMic into a water main, we can use our insertion guide, which I've shown in the introduction, together with a drilling settle. In this case, it's a very famous German brand for house connections called Hable, and this is called Havlinger, which uses a strap for different sizes of pipe. You can use different sizes of straps, and the drilling fixture itself always looks the same. You have a horizontal connection which normally connects the hose for the house, and the vertical connection where you install the drilling machine. In this case we already drill this pipe, which is a DN250 PVC pipe, which has a quite thick pipe wall. The Hable has one advantage, which is a gate valve. If you turn and open the drilling settle or the house connection, it opens the cross section completely. That means you have the whole area for installing the insertion guide and push it down to the bottom of the main pipe. So it's really a gate valve and an advantage in this case. The insertion guide has the spoon-shaped opening to guide the tip of the PipeMic into the desired direction, and we have in this case here a 1.5 inch outer thread, which can be also detached to use a 1 inch outer thread, so it's adaptable according to the different versions of insertion or drilling saddles. In this case, we use this brass piece to install on the drilling saddle. Of course, in real operation, you would use some seal to make it watertight. The same here on the 1-inch outer thread. You would use a seal, grease or glue to have it properly installed and watertight. You connect the PipeMic on the other side of the insertion guide through the GK coupler, and only half turn, then it's done. Then you open the drilling saddle by turning the valve key. Only half turn, then it's completely open. To push the insertion guide down to the bottom of the main pipe, you open here a bit on the thread so that it's movable, and you can push the hose down to the bottom against the water pressure. If you reach the bottom, you will feel the resistance, and then tighten the thread here again so that it is not pushed back out of the pipe. You can then start pushing in the cable. Once you are down at the bottom, you will feel a resistance. Then you do some impulse push, and the head will move into the direction you have chosen.